Great.
over.
Let's do it.
Yeah, they have started just now, guys. It's barely into the game. And we've got our streamer moving on as well. I think Shbold and I will take this one quickly.
Yeah,
it's going to be
sure.
best of threes. We unfortunately don't know the maps right now, as it's been a higgledy-piggledy ride getting into the start of this online cup. And Ducky has just joined. It looks like Sting's got a small advantage at the moment.
Yeah, getting the early lead, 2-0. It's looking pretty good for him so far. There we go, jump for the red armor, good LG damage. Of course, Kronic was just looking to deal as much damage at the item, but I don't know if he was expecting to get that much in return as well.
I want to make sure that they don't think this is a practice, because some people are like, our bracket's restarting because they haven't, and we haven't told anyone that.
Yeah.
So allow me to just negotiate with that.
Both Mega and Red are up. Sting was going for the Mega. And Kronic getting a major item for once now. And he's actually wielding quite a nice stack, so we could be having some very important fights soon. Sting, of course, getting himself on 200, but if Kronic is able to land a rail or something before a fight, that could look very good. Red's gonna be up. And there we go.
Oh, that LG from Kronic is just sick! Oh my god, and he gets the rail at the end. Almost taken down by Sting, but that was unbelievable LG by the Irish player.
That was excellent stuff. Both players missing the rail, but Sting getting the mega health. Still looking well alive here. This might actually not be a good situation for Kronic, but Sting is not gonna commit for the fight. He decides that the red armor is gonna be more important at the moment.
Absolutely. Kronic is still in kind of reach of Sting's stack, so he's still able to actually force a fight and not feel like he's in too much danger. He doesn't have to play too passive defensive, run around the map and scavenge. He can be active, and this is exactly what he's doing at the moment. And he's feeling his LG a bit, but in that fight it wasn't quite so potent. As he got the timing right for this, he absolutely does.
Yep. Looking quite good for Sting, even though it's been much closer for the past 2 minutes. Oh, a good LG by Kronic, catching him from the jump pad. He might be getting his first frag. 2 health on Sting. Come on, Kronic. You
oh my god.
Can't let Sting escape. I think he just let him escape.
And Sting's just got the 50 health bubble as well, which is, you know, it's not a complete game changer because he's still much weaker than Kronic, but this might be enough to survive. One rocket from Kronic. Sting's trying to back away, and he just isn't getting hit by these rails.
5-minute warning.
Wow.
Oh wow, that was so good for Sting landing the rail, but still not taking any damage. He's still gotta play careful. He has the lead. He doesn't need to play aggressive at all, and with this stacks, he doesn't want to, by any means. Just gonna try and put some pressure on the item. Nice rail.
That's actually pretty close between these two at the moment. I can't believe Kronic's jumped up there. They're so vulnerable. Decent rocket, and all of a sudden, control might just have shifted.
That rocket by Sting was actually perfect, pushing Kronic out of the way when he was dealing the damage. That was so useful for him.
I think that little... Oh my god. That rocket jump from Kronic in the yellow room was just far too aggressive. He not only did he damage himself, he was in just such an easy position for Sting to damage him as well.
Yeah, it was a bit too much. He couldn't chew it all.
And now Sting just got a pretty simple defense at the moment. He should be able to pick up another easy kill over here. Making it look quite difficult, to be honest. Kronic gets away with 9 health, but he doesn't give up a kill, which is fairly important when he's still got resources to die quickly. Don't run into him, Kronic. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's not a good tactic.
Well, actually, in fairness, he's spawned and he's got a green armor and a yellow armor and the starting stack. He's actually much better than he was before. Sure, he has an extra frag to build back from, but it almost seems manageable right now. Yeah, it's just Sting taking so many more items than him that it's 200 versus 100 125 now that Kronic's got the yellow. So he can fight again, but time is of the essence. Another green armor, they matter so much for him. He's found Sting. That rocket.
Yeah, that was good rocket from Kronic. Rail hits there. And Red Arm Shot Mega is on Kronic. You really want to make sure you get the item, but he's letting Sting go for it. I think, I don't know if he realized that the Mega was gonna be up so soon, but I think he missed out on a great opportunity.
He could have probably have negotiated one of those items, but I mean, it's a risk. If he goes for the Mega, even if he's going to dismount from it, he's still extremely vulnerable to any damage from Sting. So getting damage was good. It's just unfortunate that he got hit by that rocket right at the end. Ow, and again, it's the exact same angle, and Kronic's just limping away from it. Got to remind people it's double elimination through the tournament, so best of 3, of course. So there are many chances for the players to get into the right state, the right mind state, and into the right feel of their games.
Yeah, and look at this thing, has just been able to keep his control with no problems. 200, and he doesn't need to go aggressive at all. Just make sure that his opponent can't go freely everywhere.
Kind of just do what he's doing.
Pressure. Yeah, exactly.
His defense on the whole has been excellent. There's occasionally been those fights where Kronic's algae's been amazing, but Sting's always had an escape route.
Yeah, and he's often also been the one out-stacking his opponent.
Ooh, that rail was pretty important just there. Kronic not taking too much damage yet. This is the fight that he needs to work. I think Sting ran out of LG, or he's just very low on it. One rail.
Great rail there by Kronic. He needs to connect more though.
This is it. If Kronic has got a chance, but he's got to get the kill by the time there's like a minute left or just under.
Yeah, Sting doesn't have the enormous frag lead, so it's barely possible. But okay, good initial rocket, but this damage by Sting at the teleporter, this is exactly what Sting needs to do. Kronic gets the frag. 3 more to go now.
Things actually spawned right by the shotgun, basically where he died, and he's gone onto the Mega Health already. He's just picked up the lightning gun. That might actually be over, but that's an important rail. If Kronic can land one more, then there's barely any room for Sting to move. I think the red armor might have been enough there.
Yeah, and Kronic left quite low. If he takes a single rail, it's over for him. But he's picked the frag. 2 more 20 seconds. There's still time.
There's barely any time. It's really on the edge right now. He just needs to find him off the spawn, which just seems next to impossible. Come on, Kronic. Get a kill in the next 2 seconds. That might be it. He needs to hit the rail. 27 health left. And Kronic can't make it, so map number 1 will go to the Polish player Sting. A good way to start the day.
Yep.
Whew. All right. That was unfortunate for Kronic that he wasn't able to like really get into the game until much later on. Like it took to the desperate moments for him to sort of properly engage and get himself frags on the board. But it just shows how important those defensive maneuvers were from Sting earlier on in the game. Because otherwise, actually, if Kronic was able to get in the control that Sting was in for about 9 minutes of the game, I think Kronic maybe would have been able to do a better job. Maybe. Who knows? Going over to ZTN.
Oh yeah, good old ZTN. We haven't seen this played too much lately. It's in the new 125 FPS map pool, but in the best of 1 qualifiers you don't see it too often.
Yeah. Absolutely. FNX, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Are we able to stagger a game?
Yeah, it looks like Ash, well, I've told him Zanes is ready for him to play.
Okay.
And I think Claus and Azad has already, that game's already started. Just trying to find all these other players here, seeing what's going on. It's difficult without passwords.
Yeah, I've just spoken to Backstein, and he says that he hasn't started with Sparks yet. He's looking for him, and hopefully get that underway fairly soon.
Yep. Alright, Kronic is ready already, and just waiting for this
Right on.
second game here to begin.
trying to get base and Arseny as well, just to top
Yeah,
off.
Arseny is. I don't think he's around quite yet.
3, 2.
Let's start,
Hopefully
man.
soon.
Let's start. This
Yep.
is the second map of the day here in the FPS.com launch event, powered by Ninox. Kronic, he gets the red and he actually dismounts very nicely. Doesn't take any additional damage, but he needs weapons. Plasma gun doesn't really cut it straight away. But he doesn't seem to have a problem getting now the more important weapons.
Yeah, getting the LGRE rocket's gonna be super important, like always in ZTN. But having the most important hit scans is gonna help a lot. Red is up right now, so that went to Sting.
Yeah, I think Kronic's just accepting that Sting's going to have a better stack than him for the beginning.
Yeah, and Kronic, without the proper weapons, he was still lacking the rocket launcher. He decided he's gonna use the time that the red armor buys him to go for the weapon instead.
You mentioned that the rocket's important. It's not just important, it is absolutely critical to have that gun in this map.
Yeah.
LG, though, Kronic's been very good at this weapon recently, but Sting outdoes him on the important occasion, and first blood will go to him.
That wasn't too bad of a fight, I think, and it's gonna still take more than 10 seconds. The Mega is up. So I think Kronic should still be able to challenge for the item. At least I hope so. There we go. He actually is doing it. A few more seconds until the item spawns. It's gonna be Sting getting it and getting the next frag.
Perfect there from Sting, actually. His timing was immaculate. Gets onto the item immediately, and now straight off the spawn, Kronic gets one yellow and not that much else to play with.
Yeah. I mean, without the Mega health, it would have been a frag for Sting. He was left with solo. Sting in the lower position and gotta watch out for the red armor if Kronic is gonna try and rocket jump for it. He's actually gonna plasma gun climb for the item and got it. Sting just waiting at the Mega. He's gonna get a nice little delay here.
Just got confirmation from Backstein and Sparks. They are holding. We will go to that game once the series is over.
Yeah, Ash and Zanes are also ready to go. Ash is actually just waiting for a delivery, so that should be starting soon.
Cool, cool, cool. Oh, Kronic, a setup with the rocket, really? LG might have a bit of guaranteed damage just then. He's trying to hold on to this Mega, but it's not for 10 seconds yet.
Yeah, it's the delay that Sting put on it is really showing now, and it was very crucial for this.
Still 200 armor though for Kronic. I mean, I'm watching him at the moment. It's really tight. It's just the Mega really that splits it, because now Sting just missed his jump over to red.
Oh wow, this could have been crucial. Okay, Kronic got the exact timing for it. Misses the rail. That should have been a. That really should have been a hit.
Oh, that was easy. Looked like it went through his legs or something. And Sting just charged up at the side. What an enormous amount of damage that he did. Kronic didn't even realize till half his stack had disappeared.
Oh wow, this could be another frag for the Polish, and yep.
His attacks. The timing of his attacks have been amazing. It's
good.
like on a game counter, you get a grenade out and someone just comes around the corner and you're like, crap, I can't do anything. And Kronic is equally, if not more, helpless than occasions like that.
Yes, somehow Sting manages to find those angles when Kronic is not expecting him. It suddenly has like 2 seconds worth of LG already dealt.
Well, if you're fully accurate, that's, I don't know, almost 300 damage. Should have just seen the Mega getting taken. I'm looking at the damage output a bit. You know, Kronic is more out of control, but he is doing a bit more damage, so it's kind of... It's working all right for Kronic, but he actually needs to get on some items. He hasn't had a single Mega. He's had half the reds that Sting has had. He's had more yellows. And look at that, a little red steel now. If he's able to continue with that superior damage output, then I'm expecting to see a kill from him soon. And he can't leave it till the last minute to do his deeds. And he's got Mega, actually.
Oh wow, this is looking very good for Kronic.
But now it's kind of pressures on him as well to capitalize on this opportunity. Don't mess it up. This time he doesn't go straight onto the item. He gets a load of damage. And then he moves on to the item. That was great.
Sting playing very quiet here. He doesn't want to play aggressive. He has a 3 frag lead. If he just plays his passive positions, he can deal the damage like that and immediately escape. And it's a very effective way of keeping yourself alive.
Mega Kronic, the Mega. You've left the Mega
Whoops.
up. You needed that. Oh, bad first rocket as well, Kronic. I think you did it again, man. I think you did it again. He's out of control. A nice solid rail shot.
His screaming solo and Sting making sure he doesn't get these yellows. What a nice rail by Sting.
That was awesome, that rail, actually. And Kronic, you've missed out on that yellow armor as well now. That was kind of a perfect situation for Kronic, and I said you need to capitalize from it. He didn't do it. And that's just such an important moment in the game. I'm not going to be surprised now if we see Sting getting the 2-0 on Kronic. How many more opportunities is Kronic going to get like this?
Well, there's still 4 minutes, which is a very long time, considering it's only 3 frags. Alright, Sting with the attack. Both players landing direct rockets here. And Kronic is gonna go for the red armor. What a ballsy move. And Sting with no armor at all. It's actually seems like tides are turning. Kronic's gonna need some health, and the Mega is still gonna take more than 5 seconds to spawn. This is gonna be so hard for him.
Kronic. That jump onto red was good. But now the Mega health. How do you play on that? Well, if you get damaged, that's pretty decent.
Oh,
Takes
God.
a rail.
That was perfect rail from Sting once more. It's really landing the important shots.
I think it's going to be back to the last minute play from Kronic. It might get to that point. He's got enough, small enough frag difference in order to still do it from the last minute, but wait, that's one way to put a huge amount of pressure on yourself.
Yeah, it's gonna be even harder. And Mega's up. Kronic's gonna up for the red armor. Nice split there.
I like what Sting did. It's like you go for the Mega health, because eventually if you get capped out armor, which is much easier to do, that's going to be what separates the 2 players. And that's what Kronic should have done earlier on.
Yeah, and the capped out armor is not so capped out after the rail anymore. It's 2 rails. Like I said about those important shots, Sting keeps landing them. Again, 25 of health left, and Kronic, these 25s are going to be so tasty. Kronic doesn't seem to be able to find any of those opportunities where he can just attack without getting massive amounts of damage before the fights.
I like how desperate Kronic was as well to get to those 25 health bubbles. He's just strafing towards it. He didn't even care about taking the direct route. It's just don't get railed, because Sting's aim's been pretty on form. One direct rocket, another one in the air, but he can't get the last.
Wow.
I don't think, actually, it would have maybe gotten the kill from a crater. What?
Okay, there we go. Direct rockets get the frags. And finally, a Mega for Kronic as well.
So he gave himself 2 minutes instead of 1 minute. I guess that's okay. Wow, really? You dropped on him? You nutcase. And Sting actually makes it out just in time as well. Top yellow is around, but I think Sting is just trying to stay out of his hair at the moment. It's like, fight? I don't want to fight. I'm a pacifist here. Oh god.
Again, Sting's aim. I'm actually gonna check out his accuracy. It's only a bit over 50% rail, which is good, but he's been firing a lot of those shots.
1 minute warning.
And landing it 11 out of 20 is pretty good.
Oh, Kronic. That's a horrible position to be in. Sting was even railable at that point, but it's like, I just gotta touch you, basically, and you're gonna fall apart. One rail, one more vertical. Sting. We've completely disabled Kronic now. There's nothing he can do. He's just going to call GG. He's stuck in a hole. He knows that the next frag is almost definitely going to go to Sting given his position. And that's going to be 2-0 in the end for Stinging. Kronic will go down to the lower bracket. All right.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate game for him, but Sting was playing very solid, so I don't see much he could have done better.
Yeah. I'm jumping over now to Sparks and Backstein, so you guys can follow me, and we can get another game going pretty damn soon.
Yep. I mean, this is going to be a very nice game. I'm sure of it.
I actually don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how Sparks is going to be performing. I don't know anything about Backstein's very recent shape because he sounded a bit nervous to me when I spoke to him.